What's good, guys? Welcome back to Lionmark TV Market with another exciting, delighting, and much interesting video here on the channel. So this is a press conference by the Lagos State government to address the hardship and the current situation in Lagos State, and yes, I will say Nigeria at large. So the likes of Mr. Abati of Arise TV is there, other channel journalists from channels and other television stations are also there at the Marina Lagos in Ikeja, to get the full address and send to the media. Well, I'm just going to give you a highlight because the meeting is just starting. Even the Deputy Governor of Lagos State is there as well to, share his own thoughts. Here's the video. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a comment below.
The media chat with the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwolu. This is our first edition. The financial storms are raging. The some are saying our sunny days are nearer than we think. Today, nations of the world are faced with multidimensional crises. Climate change, political instability, volatility of the commodity market, rising inflation, rising cost of living, and here in Nigeria, the situation is compounded by the challenge of the depreciation of the naira. The Governor of Lagos State, Nigeria's economic capital, Mr. Babajide Sanwolu, seems to be saying all hope is not lost. So we're here this morning to interrogate him on what he sees differently from the rest of us. In fact, I have this quote from him, and I quote him. He says, "In times like this, hope is the sure anchor for our souls. Without it, our ambition tomorrow vanishes." It will seem that Governor Sanwolu has transitioned from just being a governor to a merchant of hope. But on this show, we'll probe what product he's offering, what he's retailing for the benefit of citizens of Lagos State. I'm Ruben Abati from Arise News, and joining me this morning are my colleagues from other media houses across the country and the state. First, who is the General Manager of Lagos Television, an award-winning journalist. There's also here Babajide Sanwolu is an investigative journalist, historian, and polemicist. He's controller current affairs at Television Continental, TVC. I also have with me on this panel Jeffrey Uzoma, who is from Channels Television, a celebrated presenter and program producer. Well, let me, before we start the conversation, also acknowledge the esteemed presence in the studio with us of the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Dr. Kadiri Obafemi Hamzat, the select members of the Lagos State Executive Council who are in studio guests this morning. And they are also ably joined by select members of the Fourth Estate of the Realm, the business community, women, and youth.
For my friends from the media, Jeffrey, Jide, my namesake, and Shola, and of course to thank all the Lagosians that have decided to tune in and for us to have a conversation this morning, and for me to just give my views and thoughts and to explain to the citizens of Lagos some of the things that we see, how we can indeed collaborate, work together, and build, a city and a state that will give all of us an enduring policy, an enduring legacy that we all truly be proud of. And Ruben, I think you started, a very clever one. It's always very difficult to say one assessors when you're still on the seat. But like you said, to be fair and transparent. In the last 4 years and into 7-8 months into the new term. So what it means is that in my 8-year journey, today I would say I've spent about 60-61% of my time. Take 100% view of it because we count our days. So for the entire 4 years of 1,460 days, it was not all rosy. It's not easy to oversee and to run the largest city-state in our country, the biggest, black city in the world, the 5th, 6th largest economy, with all of its opportunities.
another low point. It comes within the electoral cycle before we talk about current reality, which has to do with the stoking of our fault lines along ethnicity and religion. And that was big in Lagos. I don't think Lagosians saw as much response to that as a build-up to that election as they expected, given the fact that Lagos holds an excellent perception as a cosmopolitan city. We know there are indigents, of course, but it's been populated with a lot of people. So I would like you to speak to that particular scenario. We had people who threatened people. We did not see as much of consequence of bad behavior as we should see. And maybe you would like to respond to that.
Jeffrey, we did. We spoke up. We actually challenged people and were able to say to them that we cannot be defined by those moments. You know, in politics, everything comes in, right? Governance will stop at some point, and people will come in. And politics is a very dynamic thing. You know, people will view things differently. There were a few things that were going on. At the federal level, there was a complete change of government, right? And it was also at a time in which a lot more people, right, became, you know, rightly so, aware and wanted to have a say and have a view in government. There's some problem. I mean, I told you a woman gave birth on the road yesterday. Why should that, you know, be the case? Because it will be pressure. Right? So immediately, where all our 31 general hospitals will be given free child delivery, either during normal birth or cesarean birth. We will take up the cost so that we reduce the pressure, you know, on our people almost immediately. We are also working with them to reduce the cost of some particular types of drugs, hypertension, diabetes, and we can give a rebate at our hospitals. We can give a rebate. So we don't want that to be thrown out, you know. So we're planning to give, you know, to work that with the hospital and give, you know, the rebates on that. That's number 2. Number 3 is that our 6 health district. We have 6, we are doing what I have staff, we have 6 health districts which are headed by permanent secretaries. Over the next 3 months, there will be doing what we call the health mission, twice a week. On a health mission, you know, they put up the canopy, doctors will be there, nurses will be there. People will just come in, about 1,000 people, 2,000 people will come and get a health check. You know, if you are diabetic, you are hypertensive, they check your blood pressure, and they will give you medicines, you know, based on what it is that they realize that and on all public transportation, right? It was reduced and stopped towards the end of the year when, you know, things resumed back. You know, but now I think transport cost is also a major pain that our citizens have. So almost immediately from this weekend, we're throwing back a 25% reduction on all public transportation. But we're working with the various unions to ensure that we also can support them. But on our BRT, on our trains, on our ferry services, we are going to begin to ensure that almost immediately from this weekend. I've given instructions, and so they are working on the logistics for that. On the food palliatives, which is one of the ways in which we also can say, right, as we speak, I'm expecting over 100 trailers of rice coming, you know, up now. And I will explain what is happening to our own, you know, meal on the shop, you know. And so we're doing this at 3 levels. We're doing a food purchase and redistribution that will cover about 300,000 households, not just include households. That will have 10 kg rice, 5 kg gari, 5 kg beans, and have other small things like tomatoes and dressing in a combo bag. Right? The procurement of that started. It will just be the logistics of how to package and distribution that will follow. And I will explain to you in the course of this conversation who are the people that will be supervising and superintending all of that to ensure that the real set of people that will run this system, to say that one is not aware, to say that we are not unmindful of what or where we are, and they completely insensitive. So I want to, you know, also look straight in the camera and say that indeed we all have a responsibility to do a better job, you know, of ourselves as leaders. You know, it's for us not to give excuses. It's for us to be able to solve, you know, our social economic problem at this level, and be able, because what is the essence of governance? You know, provide security, make life better for the citizens, and give them, you know, a sense of belief and hope. And that's why one of the things that we hope that we will be able to communicate, at this point. So as a government, we cannot be everything and everywhere, but we can provide and create avenues for others also to join us. There's some things that are directly under our control, which I will talk about, but there's some things that also can encourage other players to see us, to understand and to work with us, so that the effects and the output and outcome will be felt across the board. The first thing that we have done, or we will be doing, from today going forward, is that we actually even want to start with our own public servants, and to say that given the challenge that we see now, can we even be creative and have a flexible working hour? And so immediately from next week, when we're working out a plan where civil servants from level 0, from 1 to 14, will come to the office maximum 3 times a week, right? Not that any form of government will be shut down, it will be all calendarized and it will be on schedule. For an emergency to happen, for you to be able to respond. You don't need 64 fire trucks or engines, because all these 64 will not work and clean them. But position them so that in the days in which they are needed, they can come out. Ruben, I also tell you, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, there was a fire incident at Old Mandela's workplace. We have a fire engine that can climb up to 16 floors. We were able to bring the fire down, the ones on Broad Street. But guess what? Once they wanted to come to the park, because of the behaviors of our people today, they have blocked the road, they have built on the road that leads to the back of it. The engines couldn't get there. And that prolonged, the ability of our first responders to bring down the fire within, the needed time. So it lingered on for a lot of hours, and that led to, a lot of further damage on the city. That is how I want to, sum up how my journey has been. It's been ups and downs, but I leave it to Lagosians. I leave it to all of you sitting here to write stories and write stories. But what we will do is that for every day we have, we will not shy and ensure that we put in our very best. We will ensure that the best, is for the best amongst us. And like we keep saying, it's not about who we know, it's about our sincerity of ensuring that everybody that passes our way, right, get the best of ourselves. And we'll leave the rest to history to judge us and to be fair, to us. But we're not stopping. We're believing that we still have another opportunity. I want to thank the Lagosians for that. Things that we did not do well, or that we did not do fast and quick enough, let us be able to finish it up within the next 3 years. Yeah. The new channels. Yeah, I know it's that.